Hello, my fellow listeners. Elon here. I hope you are all as charged up as I am about tonight's live episode. Who knows what Dirty will do or say tonight, but he's certain to offend someone and couldn't care less about it. Will he make Float puke? We can only hope that will happen. Speaking of Float, the bearded fisherman, let's hope he's been able to eat this week. As you know, the only thing he can catch on the line is a telemarketer. We really love teasing him, but never feel guilty. Some of you will see what I did there. Ha ha ha. We all love Float, and love always wins. Okay, mofos, grab your drinks, snacks, and get ready for an electrifying evening with these two and a live weather report from the live stream legend, Andrew. Oh, and tip your drinks to Toby Keith, my friends. He was nothing short of an amazing artist and an everyday cool mofo. Rest in peace, my friend.
What's up, everybody? How we go?
Man, I just feel the love in that intro. I feel it. Can you feel the love?
Gotta feel the love, man. Oh, even Elon showing you the love.
I mean,
well, we got Mandy Ryan's in here. Check that out. And of course,
what's up, Brian?
Andrew.
What's up, son?
We had Sapsucker Green Up. Who's Green Up again? I can't remember. I know there's a thumbs down.
Yeah. Well, see, he was the first one in here, and probably the first one out. Because he can't stay away.
Oh yeah, lawn dart. He gets the sleep dart. That dude.
Yeah. That dude.
I can't remember his name though. Can you? I can't.
I think it's Sapsucker.
Yeah. Maybe it's just Sucker.
Yeah, that's it.
Brew. What's up, everybody? It's been a hot minute. It's been 3 weeks since we've been on.
I about forgot how to do this thing, man.
I know. We might have to re-educate ourselves on all this.
Y'all thought we just quit, didn't y'all?
Oh, Andrew got it right. There you go. That's that guy's name.
Oh, yeah.
Virgil, what's going on, man?
What's up, Virgil? What's up, Drew, Mandy, Andrew, son? What's up, my son? How you doing? Cruz?
When's the last time y'all heard Quiet Riot?
Yesterday. No, it was Monday when I heard it. Was on vacation.
I thought about throwing in "Come On, Feel the Noise," but just looking through there, I was like, "Damn, I should have played it. I didn't."
You should have, because that'll go right along with it tonight. Because it's probably going to be a bunch of dang noise.
Yeah. Well, let's just switch gears. We can have it play in the background for a minute. We can go for an extra long one,
Why not, man? I mean, it's our time.
Yeah, it's our fucking show. You don't like it? Fucking leave.
Get out.
Virgil, how many envelopes you got these days? And are they empty? How many are empty, if not all? I know it's been a rough year for you. I know that there's been a lack of sponsorships this year. The sunglasses just haven't paid off for you. The sprayer is really kind of just a piece of shit, and you didn't want to promote it anymore. I know it's some tough times out there, man, and just want to know how you're doing, how your envelopes look.
Well, somebody, Cash Money P, let me tell you, somebody stole your idea, brother. I mean, they getting rich off of it. On TikTok, I seen where there's a envelope saving system. It's a book that you put money in it every day and save money. And I think for the whole year, you end up with at the end of the year around $5,000.
Is this like a DLT thing, like a dirty letter theory? Is that what you're referring to?
He might have stole it. It might be DLT, but you can get it on the TikTok shop. That's no lie.
It's probably the dirty letter theory. I'm guessing. Some little short guy on YouTube created that, I think.
I seen that and I was like, man, somebody done took his idea and ran with it. And making millions.
Andrew's got it. Girls rock the boys. Boys rock the girls.
Said this song's partly about you.
It could be.
WD-40. Oh, shoot. Bro, I had a crazy day today, man. I got some metal in my eye.
Metal?
Yeah, man. A little metal flake. And I didn't even know it was there. I mean, I felt it when it hit, but I caught myself looking in the mirror and everything, and I never saw it, right? So I was at one of the stores, and the manager at one of the stores says, hey, man, you got something in your eye. I said, what? He said, you got something in your eye. So I went in there, man, and it was right on my eye, man. I mean, I was like, what the heck? I started freaking out because I thought it might have been stuck in my eye. So I got me a napkin trying to get it out.
Yeah.
And I moved it around a few spots, and I just handed him the napkin. I said, get it, man. And I held my eye.
You got lucky because if that had gotten behind your eyelid, that could have scratched your cornea, and then that would have sucked.
Sucked bad, yeah. So that's why I was freaking out a little bit. I was like, oh, man, this ain't good. So I was moving it around with that thing. Finally handed it to him, and he scooped it out of there.
Nice.
And then he got put some Visine and stuff on it, man. But I was like, God, dog.
The same thing happened. Well, kind of the same thing happened to Pierce last week. He, one of my good friends, actually just moved up here. Actually, the guy that owns the pest control company, or that I'm always talking about. He just moved a couple of blocks away, and his son and Pierce are the same age and go to the same school or in the same classroom now. And those two are like thick as thieves, man. They're trouble. And matter of fact, when every day they have like a group circle that the teacher puts them in where they discuss stuff, and they're not allowed to sit beside each other anymore because all they do is cause trouble when they're around each other. And so anyway, they were playing outside sometime early last week, or maybe it was a week before because we were out of town last week. And he got sand in his eye. It scratched the shit out of it in there, man. It was all red and swollen. But anyway, he went through a little bit of the same thing. My week's been kind of crazy too. This is the week, I guess, that kind of formally kicks everything off in the wash world today. I did a huge commercial building today. And I got to go back Saturday or Sunday and do their concrete because you can't do it on a weekday. There's just too many fucking people, and customers have to part. It's a construction supply place, so it's in and out for all the construction people. They sell everything. They're going to do rentals and stuff, but they've got everything you could ever need for to get your construction done in the week. So it's really busy. But and then got shit, like I said, everything's kind of booked up for me, man. I ain't complaining. I ain't complaining at all.
I got a job. I went and priced it yesterday, and I think I'm doing it. I think next Tuesday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's manufactured home with soft wash.
Those go by quick, man. And you can make money. I love doing them. When was it? It was right before. I know it was before Valentine's Day, but I did like 3 for a family down the street and 3 double wides. And dude, I was done in no time. It was like,
right.
And it was easy because they keep their shit clean too. And they had been hiring somebody out of Myrtle Beach and decided that, country folk, they're not on the Googles all the time, but they decided to get on just to see if anybody was around local that they could help support or whatever. And voila, here I am.
Right.
And so that was really cool.
What's up, Brutus?
He said,
She's, hey, what's up? She said, you look on your Instagram and stuff, and your website, which I don't have a website. It just links to my social media. And she said, you do a lot of very expensive stuff. It looks like, do you do mobile homes? I'm like, I don't care.
I do it all. Yeah. It's like this one's in the park, so I'm hoping, the neighbors go, oh, wait a minute. You got, making that one look good. I wonder if he can do mine. But
Dude,
she found me on the it was a Facebook group. She messaged me, man, on Messenger. And at first I thought, man, this is probably some kind of scam. And then she said, I found you on this group. I was like, okay, it's legit.
Yeah.
And she just lives right down the road from me.
Yeah, I picked up, I did two houses yesterday for this lady and her aunt's house next door. And by the time I walked out, I got three more houses on that street. And that's really happened, because everybody talks about this domino effect they get in the neighborhoods. And I mean, I do. They'll come in like a week or two later or whatever, but I rarely get approached on the street, so to speak. And I was like, damn, this works.
Yeah, I'll never forget one. I did one in where garden homes it was like garden homes. And, they may have like one car garage or, they might can fit two cars on the driveway. And I did one, and next thing I know, man, I had 7 lined up. And it was crazy. That was a good day.
Well, I fired up my new rig. Actually, the 2 houses that I did, was that yesterday or the day before? Anyway, it was yesterday. And that was the first flight for my all new system. And man, I got to pat myself on the back because I got that thing dialed in for efficiency, dude. I mean, all I do is click some buttons and matter of fact, I stopped at, I was in the Walmart parking lot, but I was at one of the stores, off from it. And this dude was walking his puppy on the like the grass curbing next to my truck when I was walking up. And I was watching suspiciously because I was like, what the hell? I mean, I've got a bunch of money sitting in the back of that truck. I'm like, what's this dude doing? And so it's a little lab puppy. And he's like, hey man, what's up? I was like, what's up? He's like, you own the company? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, that's cool. He said, I just moved here from Florida. And he was an older guy. And he said, I owned a pressure washing business in Florida. He said, man, that's a nice setup. He said, who built that thing? I was like, I did. He was like, no shit. And I was like, dude, I wanted to have maximum efficiency with minimum shit. And I said, you see all these people today with these skids that got everything in the world on them, but there's just all kinds of shit too. And man, he's like, dude, this thing is lean. I'm like, and it can do everything with pushes of buttons. He's like, what? Right. I was like, dude, everything on here is remote controlled. He's like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, yeah, watch this. And I opened up my cab. I was like, click, click. And the ball valve for the pressure washer turned on. He's like, what does that do? And I was like, I said, that's the downstream ejector bypass. He's like, get the fuck out of here. And I was like, watch this. And I was like, you know what this is? He goes, oh, he's like, yeah, the soft wash system. I'm like, yeah, click, click. He's like, it turned on. He goes, damn, you can turn it on off from here. I said, not only that, I can bypass the bleach. Click. And he's like, damn. He's like, this is what I needed. I might still own the company.
That's right.
Well, I was like, dude, it's a game changer. I was like, I could be all the way around one of these houses out here in Devido and just click, click. And I was like, if I'm walking around your standard, I don't know, 2,000 square foot home, or say your double wide or whatever, it's not really a big deal. But when these people that have an acre for a front yard, before I was like, I don't feel like walking back around this damn 7,000 square foot house. Shit on that. Or if I'm up, actually the biggest thing is if I'm up on a 2nd story porch and got to come back down and go back up or something. That's actually what got me with the remote control systems, because I was like, this sucks and it's a time kill. And so that's what got me fired off on it. Right. Eden, what's up, man? You still out there in Arizona?
What's up, buddy? Clap on, clap off.
Oh man, I got some cool news. So we went to let's talk about Pierce earlier. We went to his school annual oyster roast, which is a fundraiser thing for the school. And I was Hindley came and hanging out and everything. We were talking, and he's like, "Hey man," he's like, "I quit my job." I was like, "You quit your job? You just got that job." But he's not a bouncer, you know. He doesn't go from place to place. I was like, "What?" And but anyway, he got hired at Mercedes to do logistics.
Wow.
I was like, "What?" And he's like, I went there through the college apprentice program. He said, you know, Mercedes had one up for grabs. He said, I wasn't expecting to get it. And he said, but I got picked to do it. And he said, because at Mercedes, you don't work for free when you do an internship there. They pay you, and they pay you very well. And so, because he's only got one more semester after this one, and and the only reason he's got one more is because he didn't take a full load this time. He barely took a load at all, so that he could do a nice internship. And so that's actually what got him a door, because one of his major classes that he still has, he can do that online and never show up for a classroom. And the other class is literally sports related, and it's on a Friday morning or something, and they work with his schedule. And that's all he has to do. But man, he's running logistics for Mercedes. I was like, damn, dude, you're getting somewhere with that.
I know that's right.
I was like, dude, hats off.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, but he hit me with I quit my job. It's like, you suck, man. Yeah, you know, it's not at all what he wants to do, but he likes the he's there for business. And to get thrown in on the logistics and all that stuff, like I told him, I was like, dude, that's a skill. When you can learn efficiency in a business, especially from somebody like Mercedes, you can carry that, whether you're doing your own thing and you're washing houses, or you're working for some big conglomerate. You can take that shit anywhere. You can take it into your personal life. And he says he really likes it. He says it's a lot of fun. He said the whole place. I got to tour that plant back a little over 10 years ago, because I was a friend of mine. I think I've told you I've done a lot of woodworking in my past, and a friend of mine, Matt, that owns he's nothing short of just an insane artist when it comes to woodworking. And he called me up, and this was right, 2011 is when everything around here really started to suck for people after the 2008-9 issue. And as a custom woodworker, he was drying up. Well, Mercedes called him and said, hey, we want this big wooden globe in our showroom. And we hear you're about the only guy around that can build it. And he was like, I can build that. And so he called me up. He's like, hey, man, what are you doing? I'm like, rolling through life, man. What's going on with you? He's like, I need some help. I was like, you need some help with what? And he told me what it was. And I was like, dude, I'll do that. And I was like, I got to rearrange a couple of things and put some people in, not necessarily in place, but shift them around. And I said, I'll come in and help you until about lunchtime, or I can come in after lunch or the weekends. I was like, how long is this going to take? He's like, probably about 4 to 5 weeks. And I was like, well, why don't we do like after lunch? And I said, I can work till midnight. It doesn't bother me. And that way I can get my guys going and so that's what we did. But anyway, we took that thing into Mercedes. And when we did, dude, they treated us like, it was like, here, tour the factory and blah, blah, blah. And the robotics. Oh my God, dude. Just, you could, that manufacturing facility is the cleanest thing I've ever seen in my life. Right. That blew my mind. And all these robotics just moving doors around and guys just pushing buttons, and Henley told me today, he's like, you think it was something then? He said, you should see it now. He said, it's a full assembly plant. He said, there might be 20 people back there.
Wow. That's crazy. Probably got robots walking around, riding around.
It won't be long. I don't think they do, but actually they do have a couple that are mobile that, but I don't know that they're assembling anything, but they do shit.
Yeah.
But, but he was like, dude, he's like, I'll try to get you in. I was like, do it.
Okay.
But he was actually, he got to walk around yesterday with the VP of Mercedes, like of Mercedes.
Right.
I was like, dude, I was like, I hope you asked a lot of questions. Like, I asked a lot of questions.
Right.
I was like, how? He was like, that's probably one of the most brilliant people I've ever met in my life. And I mean, he's a really smart kid. You know, he's only 22, but he's very bright. And for him to say that is something else. He doesn't come off of complimentary things just to do it.
Right.
What did Eden say? An exchange student who lived with me my senior year from Finland got master's from University of Helsinki in computer programming, worked for Nokia as a software engineer, just retired. Cool. Yeah, and Henley's actually he's headed that way. He's going to the Netherlands Friday for a week to do something for Mercedes. I was like, holy shit, you get free trips too? I was like, damn. Car manufacturers don't put any nonsense or horseplay. My dad worked for Honda for many years, and the stories he told me about what people got fired. Yeah, I bet.
For 2 years, let's see. Yeah, 2 years straight we went to the Honda plant and we sold, we set up tents outside. And what they did it for they did it for their employees where you can come out and buy a mower, or I don't know if they helped out or gave the money for it or what, but for 2 years straight we'd set up tents out there and have Honda push mowers, weed eaters and stuff. That's a big plant.
It's manufacturing is a trip, man. I mean, to be honest with you, that one little trip I walked around Mercedes when we took that globe up there was the that's the only time I've really ever even been in anything that to that level. I've never been in Ford or anything or Honda, nothing like that. So it was cool no matter what. I mean, just to see all that and play was kind of cool to watch, whether robots and shit were there or not.
Yeah. Yeah. What is it we got? We got a Mercedes plant in towards Tuscaloosa. Isn't that a Mercedes plant, Beardus? I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, we've got Mercedes, Boeing, Volvo, International is coming. BMW, that's in Greenville, but it's still in the state. Fruit of the Loom. There's Cummings. There's a lot around here, a whole lot. Beardus, Honda offers discounts on any Honda product for their employees. My dad worked for the automotive side, but was offered discounts on motorcycles, generators, and small. Does he still get those discounts? That's all I want to know. Can we still get those? Float needs a Honda engine for his pressure washer.
A Honda engine. See, I can get pressure washers at discount on pressure washers. We got steel. We got what is that? Pressure Pro, and what's the other one? We just got another one.
He said, "Yeah, Mercedes is in Vance."
Yeah, Vance. That's where I'll be Monday.
That's where you'll be what?
Monday. I got to deliver a new mower to Vance Monday.
Sorry to hear that, Beardus. Didn't know that. I'm surprised that Steel and well, mostly them, if you look at it from like the lawn care perspective, that they haven't really gone balls to the walls with bigger pressure washers because how big the industry is now. You'd think you'd see it. I mean, if I was Steel, I'd be, and maybe they don't even know. Who knows? But I mean, I'd be putting a 6 and 8 gallon pressure washer out there in a heartbeat.
Yeah, they got the, what is it, the 200, the 400, the 600, and the 800. I think the 800 is the biggest they got right now, I believe.
And that's
Still,
what
we just got a new Steel Pushmore in, and it's the craziest thing. You know how Honda mowers, they've got 2 bars coming up to your handle, you know, where your controls are.
Yeah.
This one has 1. It's the weirdest thing.
I know what you're talking about. I've seen that.
Yeah.
And Eden says, Float, are you washing more?
Well, I mean, I used to take a bath at least once a week. I stepped it up to two days a week.
Spit my fucking tea out.
I did. I stepped up to 2 times a week. So.
And every other Thursday, he washes his feet and his toenails.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Beardus, didn't Honda? No, Honda still makes their engines. They just quit making the small mowers.
Yeah, I mean,
more motherfuckers.
Yeah, no more mowers. You can get parts and stuff and all that, but the mowers is done. Push
I
mower.
wonder why we never saw like a Nissan mower, man. Maybe we need a Nissan mower.
I mean, because they just keep going and going and going. The Nissan.
Yeah.
But Eden, I think things are about to start to pick up a little bit, and it's getting that time of year where I'll kind of get more washing going on. Hopefully, anyway.
That it is. Beardus said, y'all got any 500i saws down there, Float?
They may have to order that. I don't think they got any in, Beardus. Those are usually like special order.
And of course, Neil says, from once a month to twice a week. What a setup, Skin.
I'm telling you, bro. You know what I mean? I do it like on Mondays and Thursdays,
At least you're consistent.
Right.
You got a schedule.
Yeah, gotta have a schedule.
A snapper chainsaw. Now that's something. I don't think I've ever seen one.
Yeah, I've seen one. Matter of fact, I had it, and the one that I had, and
So are you the old man that Beardus gave his to?
Maybe.
He said he gave it to an old man. Just ask him.
I think it was me that he gave it to. That's like the first one I ever seen that. Yeah.
Y'all don't stock 2,000 chainsaws. Yeah, everybody, the whole damn wall is full of chainsaws when you walk into a lot of those places. Man.
Well, we do have. I mean, we've got a bunch, but just not. I mean, the big
Like smaller ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, it wasn't. He said some other old man apparently.
Oh, it wasn't me. Well, I had one. I got a daggum. That's the first one I've ever seen.
I don't think I knew they ever did anything other than lawn mowers.
That's a new one.
Their rear engine riders was, back in the day, they good mowers. They crap now, but the rear engine riders was some good mowers.
Yeah, you couldn't kill those things, man. They were slow as shit though,
Oh,
but they cut.
Yeah. Well, it's just that's what it is. We don't sell that many of them. We do. I do know they've special ordered some of those.
I didn't know what you watched. Now I need to bleach my eyes. Let's see that be easy to do. If you start pressure washing, you'd have plenty of bleach around. You wouldn't have to worry about that. That's why I don't care what he says. I'll just go outside after the show and clean up.
I use the pressure washer on my toes. I get them real good with that. I use the yellow tip on it, so it's not as bad.
That's the best one. I'd say that's a good one.
For the toes, it is.
It's just enough where it's enough pressure cleaning, but it's not so light that it tickles, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it tickles a little bit.
Just a little bit, not a lot.
Yeah. I did see those pictures, Beardus. So you did a little work. You do that today?
What you working on, man?
No, I don't. I don't want to use yours. That mug got some freaking pressure, boy. I'm a big boy, and it pushed me back.
Well, never say never, man. You know, you might need it. Depends on, you might have a rough day. Just need it.
Well, I kind of want to keep the skin on my toes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I get you.
Yeah.
Who's Bert? Sounds like a dirty filler.
Oh my gosh, yeah. This mug, if he scratched his foot, like you know how sometimes you can take your shoe with your other foot and kind of scratch it, where the heel might, your shoe might come off the heel or something. That mug did that one time and it stunk up the whole room, Jack. We're looking under the table. Did you take your shoes off, man? He's like, no.
Y'all were talking about him a few weeks ago. Now I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
And somehow he came up about something right around Christmas time.
Yeah, that dude. Whew.
God, can you believe Christmas was 2 months ago, man? 2 months ago.
That's crazy, man. Yeah.
I mean, we got pollen hanging out.
Yeah. I'm about to be another year older next month, man.
Yeah. Month and a half away.
Jeez.
His nickname was Toe Jam. That's pretty sad. Oh, man. Linton, what's up, man? I heard that you were live the other night and Float was harassing the shit out of you the whole time. I never even got a notification that you. I'm talking.
Hold on, man.
But I never even got a notification that you were live, man. That's kind of shitty. Not that I'm not saying you did it. Obviously, YouTube didn't even tell me. Didn't say shit. But Float said he talked all kinds of shit. He was telling me all about it.
I didn't say none of that. I said that they gave me. They was on me, man.
No, that ain't what you said.
That is what I said. That's it. I'm through with this show.
Well, that was easy. Anybody else want to come up? He's just looking for a way to not answer these 20 questions that are come up in about 10 minutes.
I'm sorry, hello? My headphones quit working. I can't hear you.
Who this? New headphones.
Who this? New headphones. Dang it, man.
It's a conspiracy against you. No one wanted you there, right? I believe it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I told him, I said, the only thing that would be any better for this day is if Dirty being here with y'all, ripping me up a new one. And Linton was like, well, let me call him. Hold on, I'll call him. Just to add to it.
Yeah. And next time you go live, do text me because obviously I'm not getting notifications. Although I have heard other people in just other realms that I catch lives and stuff in that I don't know if Google is changing their algorithms or their AI shit up or whatever, but I have heard other people say shit about it way outside of lawn care and wash world.
You let that bread up there too.
Now, see, that probably was a conspiracy against you solely.
It was terrible, man.
Who other than Drew lets that son of a bitch up?
I mean, nobody, but Linton was like, Float, come up on the panel, man. Let's have a good conversation, talk about things. And I get up there and boom, he brings that freaking bread up on the daggum panel.
So it was, wait, hold on. Okay. So you feel like it was a booby trap.
I think it was a booby trap.
All right.
That's the way I feel.
Was it a booby trap? Did you set the man up?
So. I cried 2 hours after I got off that live.
The only thing I know is there's two sides to every story, so I'm just trying to get his take on everything.
Yeah. It was a booby trap, man.
Float messages me every Wednesday afternoon to remind me of the lie. And Linton, I guess, it must be because, I know for, right before the holidays, y'all were going, maybe around the holidays, y'all were going live, maybe 10, 15 minutes for your walks and stuff. And it seems like I was doing something every time I at least go by and watch it and hit the like on it or whatever. But I didn't get shit. I was like, when old Dizzle Drizzle here told me about it earlier, I was like, you gotta be kidding me, man.
What do you mean my side's way off, man?
Look, let's be honest. He's probably right.
I mean, you gotta look at it this way, man. We talking about a guy that hangs around.
Oh, you want to look at it the right way. Okay, let's look at it the right way. Just like that video you dropped a couple of days ago, bragging about 11 fish. Now, I counted 8 that were exactly the same fish.
No, it was 12. Hey, you tripping.
That was the same fish 8 different times. That was the same one.
You tripping. It wasn't the same one. So I released it. And it was the same one, and I released it in 8 different places.
Yeah, he came right back to you every time, or something sent it to you every time.
I let it out. I released it in the basket.
Oh, you probably got it trained. You probably give it a little bit of corn every time you catch it, so he just comes right back.
Man, I was talking to WC the other day, and he was like, "Man, I got to come over there, and we gotta go do a video." You know how he talks. He said, "We'll do something right." He said, "I'll come over and go scuba diving and put some big ones on you." I said, "Bro, don't even go there." I said, "Man, most of my comments are about that. You scuba diving, putting fish on my line." He was like, "For real?" And I was like, "Yeah, for real. Go read them." I said, "Don't even go there."
Hey, we all know the truth, man. And look, Beer Deceiver said he had to get the radiator in his car or truck all by himself.
Oh yeah, I mean, you didn't even call me, and I was like, "Bro, call me and let me know when to come," and you didn't. So don't you start, man.
Oh, that's exactly right. Same fish, different camera angle.
I mean, it's almost the only thing that'll make this not any worse is if Brett came in the chat.
Oh, this guy? Didn't Andrew say that's Brett? That guy?
There he is. I mean, I spoke too soon.
Yep. So now we know the truth. That's right. We know the damn truth now. We got about 2-3 minutes. We're going to get to this 20 questions. This is a good lead-in because this has something to do with maybe a question or two.
Gosh, dog.
It's not a green screen. It's a fish screen. I don't know. I bet that whole pond is probably a green screen.
Yep, it is. I got y'all food, man. Kind of like, a couple of lawn care guys have green screens. Y'all think they're cutting grass.
He's got that damn boat sitting up on a couple of sawhorses and just does this.
Yeah, that's
He's right there in his damn living room the whole time.
That's my pet fish, y'all see. I ain't catching no damn fish. I got a
Yeah,
pet
Beer
bass.
just came over there and set him up with an aquarium that's on that wall that's opposite of him now that we never see, and he just throws it over there and
Yeah. I don't want to see this mansion. Y'all be jealous if y'all saw my mansion if I showed it to y'all. I mean, on this
Yeah.
wall, there's wrinkles.
see. Yeah, don't give anything away. I will give you that. Don't tell them anymore about your stuff, man. They
I
get
won't.
jealous. They get too jealous of that.
Yeah, I don't want to make them jealous.
It's a real place. I'll give you the location. There you go. All right.
No, man, don't do that to me, bro. I mean, y'all saw what I did to Scott, man. I blindfolded that sapsucker.
Hey, let me know because I'll bring crews down with me and we'll actually catch the fish and cook them.
I'm down with that, man. Well, I've been wanting to do that, man. Do a catch and cook. Those are some real clean fish in there, man. They're beautiful. I don't know if it, I guess the camera does it justice, but they are some beautiful fish down there in that spot. And we need to get some of them out of there. There's too many small ones.
I do. In all honesty, man, that one you got, that was a nice fucking bass, man. That was a big boy.
Yeah, I caught it on a swim bait, man. This lady, a customer. I don't know if I told you about it.
Hold up.
About it.
Yeah, Brett, you and my 5-year-old both had fish sticks tonight. Did you have macaroni and cheese too? He did, and some broccoli. Anyway, carry on.
I tell you what, I don't know why I keep torturing myself coming back here week after week after week. But yeah, this lady gave me one of my customers gave me some of her husband passed away about 9 years ago. And she gave me some worms. She gave me some of his worms that he caught. She showed me this. Let me back up. She asked me, goes, "What are you doing this weekend? We're just talking, whatever. So I'm going fishing." And she said, "Oh, really?" So we got talking about my channel and fishing channel and all that. And she said, "Well, come here, let me show you something." She showed me these 2 bass she had that her husband caught. One was a 10-pounder, one was a 7.5-pounder. Beautiful fish. And she said he caught it on some kind of worm. It's a purple worm. And she's like, "Let's go see if he still got any." She pulled out this big old box of lures, man, and bait, and she found those worms. And so she gave me a pack of them. Gave me 2-pack, 3-pack. Next thing I know, I'm standing there with a handful. And then she gave me some swim baits and a few other lures too. And she hooked me up, man. And she's like, "You catch anything, send me a picture." First cast was one of those swim bait, and I caught a bass off of it. Whichever fish I caught was off that swim bait. So I sent her the picture of it, and it was so funny because she texted me right back. She was like, "Well, that's nice, but when you catch Granddaddy, send me a picture of it."
See a picture. Man, I
like,
swear, I've sworn when it comes to catching freshwater bass, and I said this to you when you first really started showing your fishing. Nothing beats a jelly worm, and nothing absolutely beats the blue or the blue and black one. And how many times have you caught one on the blue and black one?
I mean, it's almost every time I go, if everything else fails, you get that black and blue and throw it, and if you're not getting a bite on it, they're not going to bite.
They're not going to bite. The first fish I ever caught, I was 5, 6, probably 6, and that sucker was a bass out of the lake, 7.5 pounds. It's the first fish I ever caught. I ain't never caught a 7.5 pound bass since.
Yeah, that's a nice size fish, man.
So, dude, it took me. There were adults and all kinds of other people in the area that have been trying to catch this fish for a long time. There's a hole that he was always at, and dude, you could throw lines in there all day long. And everybody tried, but 360 degrees, every bait that you could think of, that son bitch wouldn't bite nothing. And that's what I caught him on, was a blue and black worm. I just threw it in there one day because I was just seeing if I could hit his head, because he was up there swimming on the other side. I was on the other side, and it was probably maybe 25 yards, very clear water. And I just, whoosh, and it landed right in front of him. And that son bitch said, whap. And I was like, "Oh shit, I got it." Rods like this. I got that little Zebco just it about broke. The contractors that were building the house on the lake that were right next to us that were always fishing there too, they come running out. He got him. He got him.
He got Big Daddy. But there's one down there at the spot, man. I seen it and it froze me in my tracks. I watched it swim by, and it's probably a 9 or 10 pounder or something like that. I'm sure it's an 8 or 10 pounder. It's a good one, man. And if I ever catch that one, y'all gonna see me freak out.
Well, they don't get that big by being stupid.
That's right. That's right. Well, when I saw it, I threw the worm out there and spooked her, and so she went off. And then I seen the male come up. So the male come up, and I tossed it back out there, and I caught the male. I missed her. I know she's the female. She's big.
Yeah. Well, old Green Up says black and blue shows up great on a green screen. No wonder he uses them. Just saying.
Yeah. Hey, Beardus. Yeah, Beardus is blue. Get rid of that sapsucker for me, Beardus.
Robin, what's going on? What's that?
Hey, Robin.
Well, we got a pretty good audience going. Maybe we should get into this 20 questions that Float has the answer. Now, y'all, Float had no idea this was coming. He has no idea what these 20 questions are. And one is actually from Cruz. Cruz asked a great question that I should ask. And we'll get to that one on the back end of it. But it was just something I thought of. I was like, what can we bring to this? And I was like, what about that old game 20 questions? And I started looking around, and I didn't realize it had become kind of a thing on social media. And anyway, I was like, well, I'm going to search some, and I had to go through some because some of them asked some stupid questions. Some of them are questions that we'd have to think back on. And this one's got like 100 of them. I was like, well, certainly I can just kind of filter through them and get something close to 20 questions out of the deal for Float to answer. And I may answer a few of them too. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see.
I did. I had no idea, y'all. I looked at the, I wanted to see, I said, let me check and see what he's got, what thumbnail he's got. And I seen that and I was like, God, dog. I mean, he told me nothing about no questions.
Yeah, I was like, I hit him with it. I snuck it in on him, man, and I could tell he was scared because usually he texts me and goes, "Hey, what's this title about?" Or what? He didn't say shit to me tonight. He just nope, came right up in here. I thought, damn, maybe I scared him off, but he showed up. Should have messaged me, and I could have given you 20 real questions. If my phone wasn't the camera right now, and my other phone wasn't dead, I would. Oh, you don't have my number, but I get it to you. And, what kind of questions? That's what we're getting into. Matter of fact, let's. Why does my thing keep unlinking here? But we'll do while I'm trying to get this thing reconnected here. My sharing for double screen here is won't act stupid. And let's just go with the first two I got right here while this thing's reloading. And what? Oh, let's see. Let's say this. When is the last time you experienced nostalgia, Float? What good memory popped up on you recently?
Wow, man. I don't really know. A good memory that popped up on me recently.
Yeah.
Good memory, man. I ain't had a good memory in a long time. I'm just kidding. I don't know, man.
Maybe a song.
Yeah, I do too, man. It had to my brother, man. It was my brother built a which he just built another one too. He built a bicycle that has a engine on it, you know, gas powered engine on it. And when I know
My son's got one of those he uses for downtown. It's got a little 100cc on it, a little beach cruiser bike.
well, the one he just bought now or built now's got a dirt bike, a pit bike engine on it.
Oh shit! So it's
but
like
the
fast.
one this one is, but the one before me, I mean, it was fast too. But I remember him popping wheelies on it, and the video came up. So, you know, from where I videoed him doing it, so that was one of them that came up. Good memory there.
Nice. I had one recently. It calls Pierce is expressing some interest in learning to surf, and I told him he's got to take swimming lessons this year before I'll do that. And anyway, it made me think back on when I was teaching Henley, because that was almost 20 years ago, and I was like, it's hard to believe. And then another one actually was. A friend put something on Facebook yesterday. I can't remember what she was referring to, but it's talking about how old we've got. You know, as our generation is starting to get on the the middle age and up, really. Yeah. And I said, it made me. This really just solidified some things for me, because I still think I'm 20. Is that I'm older than my parents were when they became grandparents.
Oh, wow.
and Henley was born when I was 30. So, it's like, holy, it's not like there was any early, childbirthing going on or anything. It's just like, holy shit, I'm older, like by 3 years.
Yeah. Wow.
I was like, that's nuts.
Just stop you in your tracks.
Yeah, and to think how old we thought our parents were when we were 30.
Oh, they were ancient, man. Yeah.
It's like, holy shit, they were me. But here's a good one, man. What's the scariest dream you've ever had?
The scariest dream, man, it had to do with snakes. It had to do with snakes. This right here was pretty crazy. I was probably this was a while back too, probably 20 something years ago when this dream happened. But I was swimming. I was actually walking down a path through the woods, and I come up on the water, and to get to the other side, I had to swim. So I start swimming. I get halfway across, and here comes the snakes, man. They start chasing me. They chase me back to the bank. I get to the bank, and I look, and the snakes are gone. So I jump back in, try to swim real fast, and here comes the snakes again. They chase me back to the bank, and that probably happened about 3 times. And then I woke up just sweaty, man, freaking out, man. looking at my beds for snakes. So yeah, that's about the scariest one I've ever had.
I've got two, and one was kind of recent and a little on the sad side, but I'm going to tell you what it is. But the first one is, I hate the ones where you're falling, because I'm never like just falling. It's like I jumped off of a mountain cliff and thought I was going to land on my feet. I don't know where my brain is in my dreams, but
yes.
It's like, what did I do that for? Holy shit.
Yeah. You wake up right before you hit.
Yeah, it's like, Jesus Christ. But the absolute weirdest dream, hands down, I've ever had. This was back sometime late summer, early fall. I've got to set this up. When Lisa passed away, there's been multiple dreams that I've had that she comes around, and they are beyond. They're surreal. I wake up and it's like, that was the realest shit that ever happened in my life, that she's came back. She's here.
Right.
But it was always like, just seemed like to say hello and gone. Well, a few months ago, I had a dream that she was like back. And that I was going to have to explain to Sarah that she's back.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, that was dude. I don't know that any conclusion was reached in that dream, but it went on and on and on. And
And I mean, to the point where I, introduced Sarah to her and all this shit. That was weird, man. Super weird. But I appreciate those dreams. I got to be honest. I do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that was, I mean, I woke up. That was probably one of the very few times in my life that I've ever woken up thinking that it was still, it wasn't a dream. I'm just waking up like the next day, and that's what happened yesterday.
Right.
It was that real.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Those don't leave you. You know.
No.
And one of the, you was talking about the fallen dreams. Another one that I hate, that I have every now and then, is to get into a fight with somebody, but you can't punch.
Oh,
like
yeah.
you know,
I've had those.
You
Yeah.
can't-
It's like you can't even sling an arm. It's just like they're not there anymore or something.
Yeah.
Or they're
you know,
down by concrete blocks.
Exactly. Oh man, I hate those.
No, Eden, they sure don't. They don't at all. And let's see. I'm reading these to make sure that they're applicable to us or something. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear the word fidget?
Somebody being nervous, I guess.
The first
Fidget.
word that comes to mind when somebody said fidget to me is will.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's perfect right there. I mean, yeah. Exactly. That's kind of what I mean. Somebody jerking around is nervous and nonstop. Yeah.
Yep. What animal would you want to be reincarnated as?
A lion.
A lion.
Yeah.
Let's dissect that, man. A lot of bravery and strength and that's a cool one. You know what mine is?
What?
A raccoon. I'd love to be a raccoon, man.
Really?
They just seem like that, like the have all the fun, man.
It's because they got the colorful butt, ain't it?
Yeah, yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Ron, what's up, man? Yeah, I've always said, man, if I could come back, well, the other thing is one of my previous dogs, because they just get spoiled to death. But a big one, dude, I want to be a raccoon. Let me have at it, man. They like seafood. They like to have fun. They cause a little chaos.
Yeah. Right.
It's me with 4 legs already. It's an easy transition, in my opinion.
Why a lion? Well, because lions, first of all, they're beautiful, and to me, a lion represents, it represents the king. It represents Jesus. You know what I mean? It's intimidating. The lion is intimidating. It's powerful. I don't know, and that's the main thing is who it represents. To me, a lion represents the king, and I talk about King Jesus. That's who it represents to me.
Trash pandas, that's right.
Not that I'm trying to say that I'm
Sound
Jesus
fun.
or anything like that, but
I get it. I totally know what you're talking about, man. Well, okay. Well, Float, if you could visit one planet, which would it be?
I'd probably say Mars.
And why is that?
Because it's something that I've said for.
It's not full of candy bars now.
Well, no, people. It's just people always, when they ask me where I'm from, a lot of times I'll say Mars. Just Mars. I'm from Mars, and so I don't know, but that's what.
I mean, that's good, and
it's probably the worst to say, but yeah.
Float says you're the king sapsucker.
King sapsucker. That's right.
Beardus, that would be my second one, and for the exact same reason.
Yeah, that would be pretty awesome.
The one that I want to go see, if you said go, Pluto, I want to be as far out there as possible to see what the hell. Get me as far away from here as you can, so that I can see what else is going on. That's the only reason I choose that. But that would be really, I think it'd be really cool if you could just whoosh, time jump at way out there to freaking Pluto and see what's going on.
Wow.
Oh, skin. Now you're from Uranus, not Mars. I was literally waiting on that joke to come in, and of course it's Neil.
Yeah, of course it is, man. Cruz is going to do it. That sapsucker.
What's your very first memory?
My very first memory?
Yeah, what's the oldest memory that you can remember?
Man, the oldest would be like I really don't know how old I was, but I was really young. I'm talking about like probably 3 years old. And my brother pushed me off a swing set and broke my leg.
Oh,
yeah,
shit. At that young of an age? Damn.
Yeah. I'm going to say I was 3.
That's like Pierce. It's crazy shit like that. And I mean, I've had a lot of broken bones, and I'm paying for it now because I was crazy too. So I can't say much about Pierce. But hell, he's already had both of his big toes. He's broken them.
Every bone I've broken, my brother's been involved in it.
Your brother's been involved. Huh?
Yep.
Oh man, mine is, and this always trips my mom out. Is I can remember, and it's one day, one instance. It's not like there's a number of times, but I can remember a house that my mom says I was not quite 2 or younger, depending on when I remember this, because they were in this house a very short term. Is if I can remember I can describe the bedroom. I know exactly where the crib was and where the light switch and where the door was and what was in the hallway and where the den was. And my mom says I was if I was 2, I was barely 2.
Yeah, that's amazing how we can remember something being that young.
Yeah, but some reason there, and it was nighttime where this memory is, and so if some reason my brain knows that it was evening when I was standing up in the crib, holding on to the rails, and it's just my mom. It blew her mind when I could describe that. But
that's awesome.
But that's the oldest one I got, and then I don't remember. Like 3 and 4. I don't know that I have 2. I mean, well, I can remember when I got my first big wheel because I broke both my ankles.
With the big,
we had a driveway that was literally kind of like this, and went down from the road, and then we had a big backyard, and on the back side of that was a huge river, and not like a deep river, but like a really wide like creek. It was only like this deep, but probably 20 feet. Across, and I just got in that big wheel, and my parents, because being that pitch, and they had a parking bumper down at the bottom, mostly because when it snowed, if they had to slide, they called it the parking bumper. And but anyway, I built a ramp. I put a piece of plywood on top of that little parking bumper and got up at the top of the driveway and went flying down. You know how you hold your legs out, whee.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that, and I slammed my feet down back on the pedals to try and stop. After I went off the ramp, I locked up the front wheels, and when it hit, I don't know what happened, but I went end over end and was in the creek and everything else in the world. And actually, I didn't quite break them, but I had some slight fractures on both ankles. And my mom was mad because I was on the sofa for about a week, I would assume at least, and we fought every day because I wanted to watch Gilligan's Island and she wanted to watch a soap opera.
Who shot Jay?
Yeah. No, I mean like Guiding Light or whatever the hell it was, But during the day, and I know I drove her nuts because I actually can remember several of those days in my memory. Lots of time memories are made by pictures, but your brain makes you. Yeah, I've heard that too. When I was a newborn, see, it's funny how we can think that far back.
Yeah.
And it's another good one here. If you could change careers right this second, what would you do?
Would probably be something I wanted to do, but I didn't, and I wanted to be a police officer, and I could have been one. It was Midfield, Alabama. They wanted me to come into their school or whatever to be a cop. What was it called?
The academy.
Academy. Thank you. Yeah, the academy. He's like the academy bloke. Come on. Yeah, and I didn't do it, man. I don't know, but that would probably be a cop. And
I don't know.
I would put Brett in jail.
Thank you. At least you would do that. I would. Yeah. I would. If somebody says you can do anything you want, I'd go be a forest ranger.
That was cool. That would be cool. Yeah.
And that was originally what I was going to do, and just never did it. But doing my own gig seemed more fun. But if I, somebody said you can either that or I go back to Magnolia Plantation, I would do that too. I'd be right up there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else we got here. What did you say as a kid when asked, "What do you want to be when?" Well, that's the same one. Never mind. Let's go to something else. Hold on. Same question, just asked a different way.
I said a male dancer. Look at me now.
Listen to you.
Look at me now. You know.
Look at this thing.
Oh gosh.
Okay. What, we got something going on I missed?
No, I mean, I was just thinking of something.
Well, actually, I got a series of them coming up here. But let's we're at like halftime in this, so let's ask this. We're going to ask Neil's question if I can remember it properly. I may be adding to it at the least. So, how did you find these scuba divers, and how much do you pay them when you go fishing?
Well, there's a place in Birmingham that's called it's what is the name of it? Forever Diving. Yeah, Forever Diving. And there's 3 girls there, and they got like 5 guys that work there. I ran into them one day on lunch. I was looking for this hot dog stand, and I seen where it said Scuba Diver. I thought it was a restaurant, so I went in there, gonna order some hot dogs.
I'd have thought it was a strip club, but go ahead.
No, it was and so man, I was like, dude, and they said that they do events where they come out and put fish on your hook for you. I was like, man, that'd be great for my YouTube channel because
nice.
I really can't catch fish, so I've got to get some content out there. So that's how. And each fish they charge me by fish. So that video I did Saturday was about.
So is this why you're always catching the same fish, because you can only get charged for that fish?
Well, actually, it was actually different fish. Now I ain't gonna lie to you. That video cost me $1,200. So I had to strip Saturday night. I had to go dance on the pole, and made that $1,200. Gotcha. Actually, I made $13. So I had a little $100 to spare. So
but you need gas and dinner.
Yeah, that's how that happened. So Forever Diving in Birmingham. Look them up. Google them, Cruise, and good people. Great prices.
There you go.
And now you have the rest of the story.
Now, how you like that, you sap sucker? He
sucker.
He told you to it. And see, and I thought it was probably something like that, I mean, but $1,200, I mean, that's a pinch, man, for a fish.
Yeah, it is, man. See, I thought that video was I thought it was going to blow up, but it didn't. I mean, it blew up, but not in a good way. So,
well, yeah. What probably happened is you had Brett and Cruz look at it. They were probably some of the first viewers, and the old AI algorithms over at YouTube are like, well, if these shit asses want to see it, who else is going to watch?
Who else is going to watch? Look, let me do something right quick. Let me go to my channel right quick because I'm going to read a comment. I'm going to read a comment that's on one of my videos here. And this is a great comment. Let me see if I can find it here.
You made $13 stripping on a pole.
So 1,300, not $13. So
yeah, man.
Here's okay. It's on the video. Broke my record at the fishing spot. All right, it says, "Why is your channel going downhill? Question mark. Is YouTube shadow banning you? Question mark. Smiley or crying face emoji." And I replied, "I didn't realize it was going downhill." So I guess my channel's going downhill.
I'm sorry, man.
I mean, yeah.
That's sad to hear, man. You put a lot of time into that thing.
It is, man. You know, it breaks my heart knowing that my career, YouTube career is going down the tubes.
Damn. So. Well, Cruz says you only made 1,300 pennies. He said, "Stop you lying," I guess is what he said in short there.
Look, Cruz, Google, what did I say the name of that place was? Google, Everyday, what did I say it was?
Yeah, Everyday Scuba.
Everyday Scuba. Google
it's
it.
It's right next to Homeward Bound Boats, man. You'll find it.
Right. Ask for Fred. When you call and ask for Fred. Everyday, yeah, I don't remember what the name of it was, but call and ask for Fred, and he'll tell you.
It's the only place in the whole downtown that has scuba gear, so just Google it.
Yeah. Ask for Scuba Steve.
I was going to say Fred's brother Steve, isn't it?
Yeah, Scuba Steve.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad. Well, and of course, fishing. And let's say outside of fishing for this question. Okay. Yeah. What makes you happiest?
What makes me happiest outside of fishing? That would be hanging with all you mofos.
It is a good one.
Let me quit lying. I'm just lying out my teeth.
You better go to church Sunday, man. That was a big one.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe I said hanging with you guys. I do love y'all though. I'm just kidding. No, all joking aside. What makes me the happiest, man, is getting to witness to somebody about the love of Christ. That makes me more happier than anything.
Oh, Robin kind of nailed it. She said, "Being with Jesus."
Yes, that's right. Exactly, Robin. I love talking about Jesus. I love sharing Jesus, and I like getting on TikTok and doing praise and worship. So yeah, that's something that really makes me happy.
There you go. For me personally, I would nail it down to two things: family or the beach. Just doesn't matter if I'm surfing or not. If I can walk on the beach, man, because it just gives you time to spiritually connect to the world. You're out there, especially I love going in the winter because it might be a little chilly or whatever, and especially if the tide's coming in, the wind's blowing, but there ain't nobody else out there, man. Not in a damn soul.
Yeah, it's a great time to be there.
It just reflect, man.
Mm-hmm. And that's, a lot of times this spot, man, that's where when I go there so much is, man, I just sit there, nobody's around, and just and be in nature, bro.
Same's true for the mountains too, man. If I go on a hike or something, go check out a waterfall, don't get me wrong, I'm definitely going for the adventure and the destination, but that's a small part of it.
Yeah.
The rest of it is all about my headspace. Yeah, see, and Cruz just I find that peace in the mountains. I do too. And it's very, very easy to do up there. Just sit up on the mountaintop, and it's like my parents' house. It's It's way. I mean, Mount Mitchell is the largest peak east of the Rockies, and their house looks mountaintop Glass Mountain that they're on is just barely lower, and their house, you get on the porch, you just look straight at it, and the view is just. They call it the Black Mountains up there because the scale, and once you get that much density of trees and you're looking out, it literally looks as black as this backdrop, that because it's that dark green from all the spruce and things like that, and especially if you get a little mist in there, it all looks black. So they call it the Black Mountains up there. Being loved and appreciated is the very best place. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. You know I love you, Bearded Gamer, and I appreciate you.
Ron says wind therapy. What is it? You mean like your oxygen machine? What are you talking about?
No, he didn't. puffing on a cigarette. Wind therapy. My wind therapy was always riding my bike, man. That was
That's another one too. Yeah. And now, and I like it more if I'm on a trail bike and off on the dirt roads or something somewhere.
Yeah,
in recent years, that's where I can find peace. That's kind of what I'm thinking about getting, is to do a lot more. Beardus just said motorcycle too, is trail riding and stuff. And because I used to have that on the road, now I don't, because I'm too paranoid of the dumbasses out there. I feel like I'm always just super focused on what could potentially be coming around the corner or what's at the next traffic light. It doesn't, I don't mind here, like in town, and zipping down to the beach and stuff. That's fun. But to go on a ride, I'm almost too paranoid anymore, just because there's so many stupid people out there.
Yeah, that's one thing that has stopped me from getting another one, Dirty, is that right there is just, I was coming home today and this guy come up behind me on a motorcycle, and I was watching him, and every time he would try to get over in the lane, somebody was coming in on it. It darted back, and I was just like, it's the people just don't watch, they don't pay attention, and they just don't really care about motorcycle riders.
No,
it's just scary.
If I'm around here, and I'm thinking about just building another cafe bike, just like I don't know, 500, 600, 750, somewhere around there, something light, and just whip around on through town. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to sell that BMW, but it may come out from time to time. Although I might, I don't know. If I'm not going to ride it, I might as well give it to somebody that is going to ride it more, because it's an extremely nice bike. But I don't find myself going on any long cruises anymore. It's just too weird out there anymore. Times have changed.
Yeah, they have, man. And that's
it.
The last
people are too preoccupied.
I went on. Yep.
The last
long ride I went on. The last decent ride or long ride was with Bearded Gamer. Me, him, and everybody else. Little Rod. Yeah, we went on a pretty good ride, and that's the last.
Now I think I probably should know more around here. I mean, it's biker city around here. I mean, there's a shit ton of them, and that's probably why I will keep the bigger bike around though. But if I'm in a pack, that's a different thing. But to be out there solo and just erase my memories, it ain't gonna happen. My 850 GS is so dusty. It's been on a lift for 2 years now. Yeah, see. And what other question we got here? What country do you most want to travel to?
Probably, I don't know, man. I don't really. I would like to go. Actually, I would like to go to Australia.
Yep, that would be be up there for me.
That would probably be. Other than that, man, I mean, I don't know. I don't really have any. honestly don't have any desires to travel like that, especially in countries like, everybody wants to do these, go to, Africa or, places like that. Nah, I'm good.
I say nah to that, but my number one is to China. But I want to go to Western China, like out in the middle of freaking nowhere.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in Eastern, China where the factories and all the bullshit that we buy comes from. I want to be out west, going towards India, and I just want to, that, and maybe up north when you're talking about getting close to Tibet. If I had to nail it down, is where I want to go. And I know that's not part of China, but yet then again, it kind of is.
As far as like people, like the most friendliest people, somewhere I would want to go would be the Philippines.
Yep.
Man, the Philippines, those are some of the nicest people, bro.
That's my number 2 spot, but it's just it's because of the waves.
Right. Yeah. But they are, man. There's some of the, like, I've met a bunch on here on YouTube, and they just, man, so nice and just show so much love. So yeah, Philippines.
Yeah, man, Alaska. And the bad sad thing is I've got 4 really close friends that live in Alaska, 2 in Juneau and 2 in Sitka. And I get invites all the time. I just haven't gone. And, but it's a place, it seems like every time it's convenient for me to go, they're away on vacation or, something. It's like one side or the other has a conflict with the timing. So, and Mandy said number 1 is Alaska. Although I said name a country, so I guess technically y'all aren't leaving the country, but Alaska really is totally, well, they said it is totally different. Europe, Germany, France, or anywhere I could see and learn. Yeah, that's a really good one, Beardus. That's a good call. I would agree with that. I didn't think about that, really, not front of mind. But if somebody said that, I would be like, yep, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go right now, mofo.
Right now. Yeah, Ireland would probably be pretty cool.
And see, that's another thing I was supposed to do was, we had tickets to go see Elton John for his very last concert in London over Christmas in 2020. Of course, that got screwed up royally.
Yeah.
Right. And then every time they kept rescheduling it, because then he broke his hip or something and had to cancel for 2022. And then when it came up for this year, it was like in September, and it was just too much of a conflict, and we just sold the tickets. It's like, forget about it. That would have been badass to see him doing his last official, because I believe that he's actually retiring. I mean, he's 75-ish and has like a 3-year-old, and wow. He wants to kick back and enjoy. And I believe when somebody of his stature and his, the way he is, I believe him. Do I think he's going to come back and maybe go on tour with somebody or like pop in sure he will, because he's a musician. He's not going to stop. Yeah. But is he going to, is he going on these long tours? Nah, he's not.
What's up, One Day?
One Day that's somebody from your world, right?
Yeah, that's somebody from my world.
South Korea or Seoul. That would be a cool place. I've got a friend that lives in, and oddly enough, it's actually become a huge destination now, is Vietnam, because of it's so cheap and there's very few taxes or anything like that. There's a lot of people that are moving there. I was surprised at the number of expats that are in Vietnam.
Really?
I mean, we grew up in an area when you say Vietnam, the whole, you flip out. Vietnam, we weren't even part of it. We were just kids, but we're relatively into the history, and it's where a lot of people are now.
Why did you Time out. One day. What did I miss?
Oh no. Mandy asks something. Let me back this up here. It's like, that's a really good question. I think it was Mandy. Or is it Robin? There it is. It was Robin. Here's one for you. When was the last time you shaved your beard, and what year was it? Or what year was it?
I'm going to say it was probably it's probably 5 years ago, maybe, and it was on accident. Reason why I shaved it because I was trimming it, I was edging it up, right, and I had my edger going down right here, and I sneezed, and when I sneezed, it went all up in.
Yeah.
And so by the time I got it fixed, it was so low that I just went ahead and shaved it off and started over. But I'm trying to figure out right quick why. Oh, okay, I got you. I didn't see that, so yeah, okay. You good? I never saw it.
I know that name, but I've seen that before. But now the questions getting a little ridiculous.
Yeah, they. Some reason. Oh, wait a minute. Am I not on top messages or all messages? That's why I'm not seeing them.
Oh yeah, Beardless Gamer. I've watched all those. Have you seen the newest one that came out? It's on Amazon if you have it.
Gotcha,
they just came out with a new one that was a lot of fun. I watched that last week before. Here's one. Do you believe in aliens?
No.
Why not?
I don't. Okay. If we'll get deep into that one. I mean, we can, because I don't believe aliens. Some people might think I'm crazy, but I don't believe they're aliens. I believe they're demons. That's what I believe.
So you don't think it's possible that if we go by all theories of the Bible, biblical theory here, that he wouldn't have done the same thing somewhere else?
No. I think it would have been in the Word somewhere. And if it's there, if somebody knows it's there and I don't, share it with me. I'd like to see it, but I don't.
I believe it for two reasons. One is that everything outside of your body, if you do like this, it goes on forever. There is no end. People say space ends, but if for space to end, something had to hit it. What did it hit? So that means something else is on the other side. So in all respect, it can't end. And to say that something's not out there, and maybe it is demonic, maybe it's not, I don't know, but the odds that something else intelligent is out there, at least on our level, I would say is probably pretty good.
I mean, I would think if it is, man, I mean, there would be some more evidence other than some blurry pictures. With the technology that we have today, we got some cameras that can zoom into the moon, and you can get a clear picture of the moon, but you can't zoom in on that alien without it being blurry, or Bigfoot, or whatever.
Right.
Blurry, you know what I mean? So
all that is up to be suspect. But here's the one thing that Ed. Okay. Yeah. See. Okay. Now I'm following you one day at a time. Ed. Is one night actually. I was coming home in Charleston from downtown, going over the bridge to James Island to my house, And you always these people always talk about the lights in the sky, which I kind of laughed at. I was like, "Come on, man." Well, as I'm coming over the bridge, there's a Holiday Inn right there, and just down the river from it, you could see these 5 lights, perfect circles that were way off in the distance, almost like you were looking at 5 moons.
Mm-hmm.
Very crystal clear. And I was like, "Well, what in the fuck is that?" Because the airport's in that direction. I was like, is that like a stealth bomber or something? Or they were flying it? Because that's where they house a lot of them, is at the Air Force Base in Charleston. I was like, they fly one of those some bitches around? Because when I lived up on the Ashley River, when I worked at Magnolia, you'd see them a good bit. And these things were fairly low. They weren't like airplane cruising height. And they're all like this. And all of a sudden, 2 of them, and on the right-hand side as I see them, so stage left, I guess, 2 of them just go, pew! And they're, I mean, like that. They didn't like disappear. They were just very quick to go, whoosh, and the other 3 were just sitting there. And I was on the phone with another friend that was no more than 50 yards behind me, as we were talking about stopping at the Waffle House. And I said, and before those things took off, I said, "Do you see that?" She said, "I was about to ask you the same damn question." And all of a sudden, that's right when 2 of them went, pew! And Paulette was like, "Did you see that?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then all of a sudden, the other 3, they just disappeared. It was the craziest shit. I can't explain it, but I was like, that wasn't anything normal. No, not at all.
Right.
Call it what you want.
That happened here. That happened here on my front porch with WC. WC was out there. Me and him was out there talking, and I happened to look off to the right. It was dark time, and I seen three dots. 3 lights. They were up and down like this, stacked on top of each other. And I was like, man,
these were in a V formation. It was a perfect V.
Oh wow!
It was like 2, 2, 1.
Right. Well, they were up and they was stacked on the top. I mean, they was had a distance to spread apart a little bit. But I was like, man, check out those stars. And all of a sudden, the 2 bottom ones went down, and the other one was stayed up top. And I was like, well, those stars just kind of moved, and then just out of nowhere, they said, pew, gone. I didn't see them. And when I looked at WC, I said, did you see that? And he said, yeah. I said, are we going to talk about it? He said, no.
Nah. What are we going to talk about other than
I was like, well, all right, man, I'm with you on that. So yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, they definitely have. It's I've actually saw a couple of those. Was that last year sometime? Of the recordings in the cockpits. Got to grab a tinfoil hat. Wow, I think Float is sexy, but if he's your boy, Mandy, I'm okay. Oh no, we got some Jello pudding lovers quarrel going on now.
They were coming for WC. Okay, well,
maybe that's why he didn't want to talk about it. He knew who they were.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, nah, I don't want to talk about it. That my kin, folks.
Nah.
Oh gosh.
Let's do a couple more.
Okay.
If it'll scroll. What era would you choose to live in if you could?
80s.
Me too. Either that or we need to jump like 100 years back from there. I either need to go way back where my soul tells me I'm from, or I'm going back to the 80s. One of the two.
80s, yeah, the 80s is no question, man. The 80s was happening.
Yep. What song do you most associate with your childhood?
Ebro Cup.
What song do you most associate with your childhood?
Wow. That's
Let's
tough
narrow
one.
it down to group because it's not just a song. It's
Yeah.
the musician for me.
Okay.
I'll
Well,
answer,
the
and I'll
the group, like my childhood, man, the first concert I went to, the first band, first album I ever had was Kiss. I was 8 years old, and that was the first concert I ever went to. That was the first time I ever got high, and I was 8 years old. So, and my
I remember
mother
you
took
telling
me.
me about that.
Yeah, my mother and her friend took me and my brother to see Kiss, and all of us got high, contact high, you know. So yeah, I'd say it'd be Kiss.
There's and again, it's kind of a twofer for me. I remember it Sticks because that was the first album that I ever bought with my own money. And then, but the other one is Prince because we're going right back to what we just said, the 80s. You say it just takes me back to the perfect world and the perfect frame. There's a Prince song that was at number one somewhere. It was at least in the top 10.
Man, everything just froze. I didn't hear nothing.
I know mine's. Hold on, the Wi-Fi is doing stupid. Can you hear me now?
I got you now. Yep.
It Sticks because it's the first album that I bought, and Prince because he just encompasses the 80s. You know,
Yeah.
It's hard to find a time in the 80s when Prince wasn't in the top 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
And let's end it on this. Let's see. There's one more here. Let's do two more. Let's see what your answer is to this. What major historical event took place the year you were born?
Shoot.
We've been discussing this already.
You have something about aliens or something? Well, I don't know. What did we go to the moon?
Yep. What was that? Like, it was right after my birthday. It was like April 22nd, 23rd, something like that. Of course, you can throw Vietnam in there too. We were just discussing that. That was pretty historical significance at that time frame.
I think Barrett's got a question he's been wanting you to answer.
What one event that's happened in your lifetime would you tell somebody that's never been to Earth? You can only pick one thing to tell them about, and you only have 5 minutes. Well, I'm going to take a minute to think about it because it shouldn't take me 5 minutes to tell it. Do you have an answer yet?
Yeah. The one thing I would tell somebody is I would tell them Jesus loves them. I know y'all probably go, that's corny, Floyd. I knew you was going to say that. But that's exactly what I would tell them. I'll tell them about Jesus.
That's that's a deep question, man.
It is deep. It is pretty deep.
Someone from another place. What would I don't know that it's just so simple. But it is. It should be.
And I tell them to stay away from Biden.
I was going to say I'd tell them to stay away from California. That's exactly what was about to come out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I would. You know what? I would not have anything to tell him. I would have something to ask him. Want to get high? In all honesty, it's going to come out of my mouth somewhere in the first 3 sentences, because I don't care if anybody else ever knows. I don't care if my memory was going to be wiped clean. Just for me to be able to look back and think, I smoked a joint with an alien. Fuck everything else. I'm done.
Yeah, man. I can tell you, I don't know why I'm sharing this. I may have already shared it on this channel once before, or one of your channels, something. I was 12 years old, or was I 13? No, I was 13 years old. Was at a friend of mine's house, and his older brother and his friend, his friends was over. They was playing poker, sitting at the table. There's this one black guy sitting there, and he had a fedora hat on, and that's how I know he took that hat off, right? And he had a compartment down in that hat, and he pulled out a joint the size of my finger. They lit it up and started passing it around. Well, it came to me. I was like, well, okay. So I hit that thing a few times, man, and passed it on down. Came around and I hit it again. And after that second time hitting that thing, man, everything went into slow motion. Everybody talking like this. And I'm like, what in the world's going on? And all of a sudden, and then it started, like a strobe light was on, like somebody cut the lights off and a strobe light was going on. I said, bro, I don't know what's going on, man. I'm freaking out, man. I don't know what's happening. And they was like, man, you gotta, calm down. But it was like, it took forever for them to say something. I'm just like, get it out, man, just say it, and they took me up to the upstairs bedroom and put me in the bed and shut the freaking door and left me in there, man. And I'm freaking out in there, man. The strobe light going, and it was probably about an hour and a half later, I finally started coming down. So found out it was laced with something. I don't know what, but it was laced.
Dude, the one time, when you smoke weed, it's like 5 minutes can seem like an hour and a half, as we all know. There's one time, me and Walt, who y'all have seen, my best friend and CPA, we were partying downtown all night long, which was pretty much every night back in those days. And we'd given somebody a ride home. I can't remember who it was, but anyway, we were in my truck and driving back, and we were sitting there, and we had just finished a joint at their house, and we were going to Waffle House, which was pretty much a nightly or morning, however you look at it, thing. And we come up on this traffic light. A red light stopped. Sitting there listening to a song, having a good time. A little bit goes by. It's like, this light ever going to turn green? Maybe it's just me. I'm high.
Yeah.
I was sitting there. I'm like, okay, it's getting longer and longer and longer. And I look over at Walt, and Walt, literally the second I look over at him, he goes, "You think this light's ever going to turn?" I was like, okay, so it's not just me. He's like, no, dude. He said, I started looking at my watch. He said, literally 7 minutes have gone by since I started tracking it. So it's been at least 10. And I was like, you got to be shitting me. And we sat there for a little bit longer. And Walt was like, why don't you just go? And I'm like, because if I go, the cop that we don't see is right there.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And he's like, but this is ridiculous. I'm like, yeah, it's getting pretty stupid. And we literally got to like 12, 13 minutes. That light hadn't turned for shit. I looked around and I was like, fuck it. I take off through the intersection. Guess who was across the street in Gene's Hofbräu bar parking lot? I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, right? And I'd kind of gone past the days of running from these motherfuckers. I was like, son of a bitch. I mean, I'm in an F-150. Where am I going? I'm on the highway. He's got me. I pull over. And he just comes up and says, driver's license and insurance. I'm like, here, I've already got it. He looks over at us. He goes, where y'all been tonight? I was like, we were at the bar downtown, dropped a friend off here. I said, we're going home. If you want to know honestly, that's what we're doing. He said, where you live? I said, right over on James Island. I just got to cross the other bridge, and literally I'm right there. He said, tonight's your lucky night. I was like, how's that? He goes, if you've been drinking, it ain't too bad. He said, because I was sitting there watching that light wondering what the hell was going on too. He literally passed my shit back to me and told me good night.
That's cool.
I was like, yes. And Walt goes, only you would have a unicorn up your ass at this point in time. Only you. Because it's happened more than once, man. Fuck it. Let's just be honest. And honesty will usually get you out of something.
Yeah.
But Dirty didn't know to reverse. Well, that was funny because that did come up. But to go back around, we would have had to go all the way this road is and where we were. We'd have to go all the way back around town to come back to basically cross the road that we just were trying to get across. It would have been another hour. It was stupid, but I cracked up, man. He goes, I was watching that light the whole time. I was like, well, all right, that's cool. Hey, Andrew, you still in here? Let's see if Andrew's in here.
Yeah, we never did get no daggone weather report.
Oh, we could do it real quick, or did Drew go live or something? Because Drew showed up in the beginning. He ain't been back since.
He said something about he was going live. He said, forget this, I'm going live. I was like,
Okay.
You
You'll
go
have
live,
fun
then, sucker. I thought a
But yeah,
podcast
man.
you could say anything on here, right? Not necessarily.
Well, there's some.
There we can.
I can. There's some wrenches around that might put you, in correction.
Yeah.
It's hard to get a timeout, though. It's really, really hard. We really, really don't give too much of a damn, but
Yeah.
the blow dart mafia. Yeah, Cruz is still in here. Cruz, you got on your camouflage. They can't find you tonight. Brett dropped off a while back. I noticed that. He must have kicked in.
The only time he hangs around is with Drew. I think him and Drew's got something going on, but
There must be something going on.
there's something going on.
Well, what do you know about that, Cruz? I know, you part of the blow dart mafia. Y'all must talk.
You said 6.
He said, what?
One day I said 6.
I know. I was trying to catch. It drew me off because I'm like, what? Where?
Yeah.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's been interesting. It's been time. It's good night, y'all. Good night. We got about 10 more minutes. We'll sit here and goof off for a hot second.
Night,
See if
Cruz.
Andrew's listening or not.
Love you, Cruz. Good night, buddy. We talk about people not getting timed out, and whop a chop, it happened.
I don't view you. I found it to be boring. I like going hanging out.
I didn't see what was said, so I don't know. I missed it. I don't know what was said. But
I missed it too.
I know if Mandy times you out, you said something that because Dirty says some stuff in here. I mean, come on. But if you said something, get
Sex
timed
is
out.
natural. Sex is fun. Sex is best when it's 1-on-1.
See what I mean? You see what I mean? I mean, Musk said it. Elon said it best. You don't know what Dirty's going to say. You never know.
We got to get back to some food, though, man. For real, we got to get up on that. I got to find this little prize package for us both to sample, I guess.
Oh Lord. Well, as long as it ain't.
Like I said, from here forward, or from 4 weeks ago forward, I'm in it with you. Let's keep it entertaining. Let's not just throw you under the bus.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I hate getting thrown under the bus. It hurts.
I like throwing you under the bus because I
know you do.
It's fun.
Yeah, I got you. No, man, I know.
What am I going to send him? I don't know, because I got to send it to myself too. So, anybody got any ideas? I know I do have. Drew does have a good one with that creamy sardines, but I got to eat it too, and I don't know if I'm going there.
No, no sardines, bro. Don't do it.
Don't worry.
No.
If you get sardines and with some soup or something, or even by themselves, I can promise you I didn't get them. So just be ready.
Yeah, let's do some. If we're gonna do something, let's do some more drinks. What do y'all think in the chat? Some more
Drinks?
drinks.
Pickled possum peckers. Now that sounds good.
That had to be
float.
Beardus. That had to be Beardus.
Yep. That's something.
Yeah.
I laugh because for some reason I used to say that often. Pickled possum peckers. Bug candy. I've done a lot of the bug candies. They really aren't that bad, actually, because you really can't taste them. Sheep balls.
Come on, Robin. What are
Have
you
you
talking?
lost your mind?
Have you lost your mind, Robin?
Ain't no way in hell I'm putting testicle juice in my mouth. It ain't happening.
I ain't put nobody's balls in my mouth.
Nope.
I mean, it's bad enough I put pig's feet in my mouth.
You know, I saw the good ones in the store the other day, and I did think about that. I was like, I should send him these because I'd eat them for sure.
I couldn't get past it. I had pig's feet in my mouth.
They sell sheep balls at a fruit stand. That's because it's a bunch of fruits wanting a nut.
I started hurting right here when we mentioned pig feet.
I felt it.
I felt it. Beardus, I ate that pickle, the last pickle that you gave me, the original one, and it's on TikTok. So I did a TikTok video. I seen somebody try peanut butter on a pickle, so that's what I did. I took the pickle and put some peanut butter on it, and it was actually pretty dang good.
I've actually done a few of those with Pierce because he loves pickles, and he's kind of into it. So maybe I should get him on here.
Yeah, that would be cool. We'd do some kind of pickle.
The worm man, I've tackled that worm so many times.
Yo, tequila was one of the worst drunks. Well, yeah, one of the worst. The worst drunk was Cisco. I got drunk on Cisco, and that was bad.
What the hell is Cisco?
It's like a wine, man. It's like it tastes so good.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yep, I know what you're talking about.
It's like drinking some good Kool-Aid or something, you know. I mean, yeah, it messed me up bad. And that and tequila.
He said worse than Cisco.
Yeah.
Damn, I had to think back. I hadn't heard Cisco in a long time, man.
Well, I'll put it this way. I woke up in my truck in the floorboard in my backyard, wrecked. My truck was wrecked. My battery was drained because I left it on. Stereo barely playing. Yeah. Didn't know how I got there. You know, my mama woke me up. My mama and my brother. Yeah. I had a little low rider Nissan. Wrecked it.
Cherry, slow gin and tequila. Boy, gin and tequila. That's asking for a tragedy to happen right there, man. Holy shit. The only thing you'd probably see or get out of it is the fact that I started puking. Although that would be good on to display here, I guess. I don't know. I ain't gonna drink it. Not willingly knowing. Nope. It was Cisco, Boone's Farm, and oh my God, Jesus Christ, Boone's Farm and Mad Dog. Oh, that's probably the world's worst hangover. Who thought of putting those two things together?
Oh man, I'm telling you what.
Oh,
Cisco, man, though, Cisco tastes good. Now, I mean, the Mad Dog 2020 is not bad, but Yes, dog.
I've had
What's-
one sip of Boone's Farm in my life, and I've had one sip of Orange Mad Dog 2020. And I thought, any of you dumbasses going to know? Hell no. I will give the guy, whoever, I'll give them an extra $20 to make sure that I either get the good liquor bottle or, you know, a good beer. I ain't drinking that shit. No, sir.
Man.
Chocolate orange peels. I actually had some of those just recently. There's a candy and ice cream store down the street here that makes all their own candies. It's kind of like a little teeny tiny Willy Wonka place. And I just ate some. That's usually what I get when I'm there. I'll get whatever ice cream I want in a sugar cone, and I'll get chocolate orange peel slice.
That's what I need to do tomorrow is go up to the local ice cream place to see if the Float Dizzle floats on the menu yet. He said
That's
he was gonna
right.
put it on the menu. Yep, he said he was going to put it on there. I need to go up there and see if it's there.
There's another place. There's Paradise Ice Cream in Gilbert's, and is it Harvest? I think Harvest Moon is the place I'm talking about. And all three of them make their own ice creams. I need to see if they'll make one batch of something and call it Float Dizzle, so we can both do Float Dizzle floats on here or something.
That would be pretty cool, man. What's the price? I started to say that, Beardus. I was supposed to say that. What's the word, Thunderbird? What's the price? $1 twice. But yeah, that would be cool, man. I don't know I don't know what flavors he's going to put in it. He didn't say. He just told me that he was going to put it on the menu.
Well,
That Cosmic Float was good.
the what was?
I got the new Cosmic Float. It was really good. It's a sherbet
think
ice cream
Yeah, you told me about
with,
that.
with orange Fanta. Yeah, that was really good.
Poontang cream on a cone.
Yeah.
Depends on where it came from. Just say it, as they say.
Whopper Chop.
Uh-oh, got the Wappa. See, I don't see. I'm looking at it from StreamYard, so I don't see the Wapachaws. And again,
Is that 86,000 seconds?
What?
It says lyric for, let's see, One Day at a Time was timed out by lyric for 86,000 seconds.
Okay, what's that? 5 minutes? I don't know. 50 minutes?
I don't know.
I don't know.
24 hours? Is that 24 hours?
Yeah, it's 24 hours. Yep. Knew I had. Well, we've been on for 1 hour and 57 minutes, Float. I kind of like those questions. I'll see if I can find another batch of them that are completely different, and maybe we'll kind of make it a reoccurring theme.
I'm cool with that, man. I kind of enjoyed that myself.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
I guess our weatherman, cut out on us. We're gonna have to dock his pay this week, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's easy. It's springtime. It's going to warm up. It's going to have some scattered showers and rain, and there's going to be flowers that start blooming.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you a story that happened to me today, man. It wasn't bad. It wasn't cold today. It was actually warm, and I'm delivering this
I
mower.
broke a sweat working.
Yeah, I'm delivering this mower, man, and I get to the place, right? Now, I get the mower out, and I hear something, bro. And I turn and look, and it's like a horror movie, bro. I can see the rain coming at me, and I can see the darkness and the wind just coming. I'm like, oh, it's like a horror movie. I grabbed the mower as a push mower and took off running for their garage. Well, I was the first one killed in the horror movie. It got me, bro. I didn't make it. It soaked me, man. It just came out of nowhere. And just wind and rain. It was so hard. I thought a tornado was coming through.
Damn.
The way the trees was just swirling, man. It was crazy. It was there.
It's that time of year, though.
when it heats up off, out of that atmosphere gets warm, this is the time of year where they just spark up like that, man. They just poof.
Yeah.
And and then it happens again in the late summer when it actually starts. It's like 110 degrees outside. It starts to cool off a little bit at 5 o'clock, and the humidity disappears, and they do it again then. But I welcome it, man. I like winter, but I don't like winter. If we were in a place, like if I lived in the mountains and could just go to a ski slope and enjoy the outdoors more, I'd be fine with it, because that's what I did when I lived in the mountains. It's like, okay, let's just go snowboarding, skiing, or, at least look at the snow or something. When you're down in the South, and this winter was kind of chilly, man. It was consistently cold. There was few warm up periods in it. And it's like, there's just nothing to do.
Yeah. I'm a fall guy though, man. I love the fall.
Me too. I'm a fall person.
Yeah. I love the fall, man, and springtime. But winter, like this winter, man, it was probably one of the coldest that I can remember. I mean,
and wet. It was like there was nothing that you couldn't go do anything, man. It was cold and it was raining.
You in Alabama, you get down into single digits, bro. I mean, that's crazy. It don't happen very often here. So.
And it seemed like every weekend was cold and or raining. Every weekdays, you might get a little something, but you're working. What the hell are you gonna do about it?
Right.
But when you got a few minutes, it turns to shit.
It turns to crap, bro. Oh shit.
I was like, just the other day, I was like, man, I'm over this. It's time to warm up and move on. It's just driving me nuts. Well, it's like I went and did that commercial building today and doing the flat work this weekend, because last weekend it was supposed to be, hello, it's me, try harder. Oh my God. Okay. I was supposed to do it last weekend because Saturday was supposed to be halfway decent. I wake up, it's raining, and it wasn't supposed to get above 50 degrees. I'm like, I ain't going to wash shit in this. There ain't no way in hell. I text the regional manager. I was like, dude, I'll catch you. I was like, I'll come Wednesday and get the building done, because it needed it bad. And they just moved into this facility and just bought the property. I was like, I'll get you all straightened out on the building. So when opening day, it looks good. I said, but I'm coming back to that concrete next weekend. I was like, all right. I was like, I'll be up this dirty. I mean, dude, the building was, beige metal building, just like every commercial building. The whole building was solid green. It was nasty.
Nasty.
I was like, I was going to be there for a hot minute. I'm like, I'm not going to sit around and wait for bleach to work in 50-degree weather, because that's 1 or 2 degrees off from it not really working well at all, period. I'm like, I'll catch. He was like, I get it. No worries, man. He's like, if you have to go to next weekend after we open, I understand. I'm like, no, dude, I'll come hit you Wednesday so that it's all good to go. I said, as long as it ain't raining hard or it ain't 50 degrees, I'll be there. And today happened to be the perfect day. So.
Yep. Well, when I went across that job yesterday, I could have done it yesterday, but it was so windy, I wasn't even going to try it, man.
It was super windy here today, man. I was almost concerned whether or not I could effectively spray, because and not only is it windy, I'm literally right there on the river where the water's just, I mean, the air's just screaming through. But luckily, it was working to my advantage because it was to my back. So when I sprayed, it was actually helping me a little bit. So, and when I was on the other side of the building, there's a bunch of live oaks that were over there, and I just didn't even know the wind had existed. It was very hot here, and now it's really cold. It's that time of year. It's like, I mean, hell, Ohio, shit. Where we went tubing and stuff. I mean, yesterday they got like another 4 inches of snow. Right there in North Carolina. It's that time of year, man. It's just cold.
That looks so much fun too, bro.
Dude, I love. If my phone wasn't my camera, I would port a video over. There's a roller coaster that's there. Each coaster is an individual. Actually, you can take 2 people on each one. I take that back. And man, that thing is fast. You can go as fast as you want to go because the whole ride is downhill, and it swirls and backs and everything. And all went on 3 trips apiece, and I uploaded a video of it. Was it year before last when Pierce was on the car with me?
Oh, is that the one you can break yourself? Or
Yeah. We went down that thing, but he went with Sarah all 3 times this year because he wanted to go with her first and then switch, but it was busy enough there that we were like, we can't stop long enough for y'all to swap off. And I was like, okay, I get it, no big deal. And so he didn't get to ride with me this year. Yeah, the wind's crazy right now. It was crazy all day here, and of course, the minute I was done with the job, the wind was gone.
Of course, yeah,
totally gone.
Yep.
But I'll take it, man. I mean, I got to that job. I had lunch at like 1:30, so say I got there at 2:30, 3 o'clock, and I was done by 5:25, and that was $800 in my pocket, dude. I was like, cha-ching.
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
And then it's and then there's the money I'll get for the surface work as well, which I may work for that because I'm doing two cargo bays, that go down and the walls on them. So it looks like it won't take me long, but the minute you assume that's when you get in trouble, especially when it comes to concrete work and stuff, man.
I got to get some cards made, man. I'm out. I had a friend that made them for me. It's been 2 years now, and I got to get some more. What's a good online or somewhere I can get,
Dude, I get all this.
Vistaprint.
All my cards I've always gotten from Vistaprint, man. There's nobody. I've sampled out and checked others, and there's nobody any better.
The Vistaprint.
And they're the cheapest by far.
Yeah, that's what people's been telling me. So I guess I'll try Vistaprint because I got to get some more cards. I'm out.
Robin says, "Do you have any pets?" Yes, Robin. You may have missed this in the beginning of the show, but the fish that he catches is actually they're in an aquarium that is opposite of him right now that we never see on camera, and that boat is never actually in that water. It's actually on 2 sawhorses. And he puts up his green screen, and that whole damn little pond lake area that's fake. It's not there.
It's all fake. Yeah, that's my pet bass. Yeah. And I'm gonna feed him after we get through with the lives. Feed my pet bass. But that's the only pet I have.
Let me see real quick if it's come up on my photos in here, and I'll see if I can screen share it. Library.
But no, I don't. Seriously, Robin, I had a cat, and I'm not a cat person. I couldn't stand cats, to be honest with you. But I found one out in the yard that come from the neighbors. It was a little baby. I mean, baby cat, and it was dying out my yard, and nursed it back to health and fell in love with the cat.
That's the way it always goes, man. That's how I learned to like cats.
Yep. So that was the last pet. One of my favorite pets was a Chihuahua. Her name was Woo Woo. Woo Woo. And Woo Woo was pretty high strung. I'm talking about she was running like how Chihuahuas do, man, just crazy.
Yes.
One day I went to my buddy's house and I took Woo Woo with me, and it's my buddy Spank. His name was Spank, and Woo Woo come walking, walking real slow and just like real dizzy, and I'm like, man, what the heck's going on with Woo Woo? And it's like, Woo Woo, what's wrong? I picked Woo Woo up, and Woo Woo was just tongue hanging out of her mouth. I'm like, what in the heck? And my buddy Spank goes, oh my God. And he jumps down and he reaches and pulls his plate out from under his couch where he kept his marijuana. Yeah, Woo Woo ate all of it.
Oh no.
Yeah, Woo Woo ate his whole plate of marijuana. I'm talking about she was high for days.
Oh geez.
Luckily it didn't kill, glad it didn't kill her, but it didn't. She finally come to, and she never was as high strung as she was before that.
I had a Siamese cat. Actually, it's 2 brothers, Popcorn and Suki. they found my stash one time, and they seemed to like it a lot. I had to hide it real well after that. It was kind of the exact opposite.
Right. Yeah, man, I'll never forget. And it was like, yeah, it wasn't no skunk weed either. It was some expensive stuff.
How do I get window? Let me see if this shares. There we go.
Here we go. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I would love to do that.
You can see all the twists and turns that it goes through, man. It goes really fast if you let it ride. I think this is the one I let it rip on. And it's hard to do it holding on one hand and and literally hold my iPhone like this on the other one.
Right.
They tell you because you can see where they've got a camera. But I'm like, but they don't care if you record your own and don't buy theirs. So I was like, I ain't buying that. And but
No.
holding that, I was like the whole time they're like, but if you lose your phone, we ain't going up there to get it. I'm like, I get it,
Right.
I understand.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I think that's Ellie up there at the top right now, because yeah, she was the one directly in front of me.
So
Sarah
how
and Pierce
fast
were behind
those
me.
things go?
I don't know. I couldn't fast enough to where I was like, I don't want to go much faster. And you see the icicles you can see them in the rocks if you look real close. That's what I was putting the camera on. There goes Ellie.
Man, that's cool. I need one of those around here, Beardus. Woo! So how is that like? How is that holding on?
It's all the way around the rail.
Okay,
It's got wheels.
I was wondering if it went all the way around it. Right.
See, that was kind of moving right here on the next long bend is where I kind of let it go.
Do they have a weight limit on them?
I don't know.
That's what Beardus asked. Those heavy ones, those
Right here.
big guys might get going fast.
That's
Oh,
moving.
you're getting it right there, yeah. Ah, that would be so cool. Oh, and just like that, I mean, wow.
Yeah.
That breaks like easy.
Oh, it's a nice smooth brake. Because I mean, you could yank on it, it'll still bring you to a slow glide. And they're a lot of fun. But we pay every time we go. We pay for 3 runs. And because one's just enough to get you pissed off. It's just
Right, yeah.
it's like, no, man, we gotta do that again.
What's it cost to do that?
For the 4 of us, it was $100 for 3 trips. I mean, that's not bad if you think about it.
Yeah, for 4 y'all for 3 trips. Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah,
sure
well-
Pierce has some special discount because he can't go by himself. So, but still, $30 or so, $10 a run. I'll take it. That ain't bad.
Yeah.
And it's actually
More fun when it's really busy because there's just a lot going on. That day was kind of slow in comparison to what is in summer. Dude, you'll get in line and it'll be 2 hours before you get on. It's just you can hear everybody raising hell. It's fun.
Yeah.
There's a lot of energy.
Yeah, they'll have to, Beardus, by the time we got to the end, they'll have to deploy the daggum airbags. Stop.
And airbags and a parachute.
Right. We'll be smoking. Well,
But
it's been a good one, man.
yeah,
Been a good one, man. We done went 14 minutes over, so we gave y'all a
Was it?
bonus, guys.
yeah, you got some bonus footage tonight, man. I hope everybody enjoyed that. It was a good time, and like I said, I like those questions and stuff, man.
Yeah. So we got how many people we got in here? 9. Can I ask a favor of you 9? That's
Hit the like button first.
hit the like button, and look, once this live is over, wait for the video to load up, and what I would want you guys to do for me is go over and put your ideas in the chat of what you would like to see on Thump. You know, I mean, we've got plans and things that we want to do, but I'd like to see your ideas or hear your ideas and see what you guys would like to see. Even if it's Float getting tortured over here, you know, eating something nasty, or, you know, maybe Dirty eat something nasty. Long as it's not, you know, like cottage cheese, sardines. But anyway, put your ideas in the comments for me. That would
Don't get shy now. There's only 9 of you. Give us an example real quick, and we'll reflect back on it here shortly. Within the next couple of days, because I'll have to order something up.
Yeah, for next week. But yeah, I mean, and I mean, I have to watch what I say around Dirty, because he's quick to order something. I'll be kidding, and next thing I know, it shows up at the door.
It's at the door.
So I have to be careful with what I say. Good night, Robin. Thank you so much.
Hey, whoa, don't get out of here before you leave a suggestion, though.
Oh, you want them to do it? You want them to do it? I was hoping they'd do it on the video too. Like,
yeah. Actually, yeah. Right when we end it right here, that probably would be better, because then I don't have to go back through the whole damn thing to figure it out.
Yeah, do it. That's what I'm saying. Once it ends, go back over and in the comments and you know, put in the comments of this video the replay. You guys are the best. And y'all remember, love always wins. Yes, it do.
And it wins even more when you're watching the podcast about everything, yet nothing at all.
Absolutely.
Good night.